Well, good morning, and thank you for joining us, which would normally be a very large crowd. But because of COVID-19, we had to keep the numbers down and the spacing out, so we appreciate your cooperation this morning. But what a beautiful morning here in Madera County, or as like we are, how we like to say, the perfect location. So thank you for being here. We are streaming this via Facebook Live so everyone can witness this historical event. I am Bobby Kahn, the State Center Community College District Trustee for Area 1, and I have spent my entire life in Madera, so this is a very, very special day, very special occasion to me. Can we all say, Madera Community College? Let's hear it.
Madera Community College.
All right, go Mountain Lions.
Go Mountain Lions.
As you know, Area 1 covers most all of Madera County, and I also serve as the Economic Development Director for Madera County. So I know what it means to a community to have a fully accredited college in their backyard. As businesses are looking to locate, it is very important for them to know that they have a pipeline of educated workers right here in their immediate area. Right now, it is my pleasure to introduce Board President John Leal. John? And just for the speakers, if you're coming and you're leaving, if you leave that way, there's a little bump in the concrete, so don't trip on it. So you've been fairly warned.
Thank you for not having a ramp. Of course. Well, I'd like to start this morning. Thank you, Trustee Bobby Kahn. Appreciate that. As you all know, he represents this area, and it's appropriate for him to open today. As board president, it's my honor and privilege to be here. So let's start with the right thing. Is there a flag around here? All right. Would you all stand and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance, please? Dr. Bill Stewart, would you start the pledge for me? Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. It was easy for me to find the administration building. It has his name on it. All right. Sorry, I went off script. Lucy, I'll be right back here. Anyway, good morning again, everyone. Welcome to Madera Community College, formerly known as Madera Community College Center. Thank you. Now I can breathe. Wow, that feels good to say. Madera Community College. Drop the center. I would like to introduce my fellow board members who are with us today. Please stand as I call your name. Okay. Trustee Bobby Kahn is here. Thank you. Is student trustee Diana Flores here? Thank you for being here. I didn't recognize you. So Vice President Annalisa Perea, Trustees Deborah Iquera and Richard Calia, Eric Payne and Magdalena Gomez, Secretary, could not be with us today, but send their congratulations. On behalf of the State Center Community College District Board of Trustees, I extend our congratulations to the faculty, staff, administrators, and students for bringing us to this big day. As someone who has been on this board since 2012, I can't believe it's been that long, I know firsthand that a lot of work has gone into getting us from a center to a full college. There are many people to thank and acknowledge, but a big thank you goes to our Chancellor, Dr. Paul Parnell, his team, and President Angel Reyna. Angel joined us about 14 months ago. I'll use a naval term. He hit the deck running. And I think his staff will attest to the fact that he came prepared and he led this college in a seamless path for accreditation. And for that, we are all appreciative. So great job, y'all, and congratulations. Thank you.
Thank you, John. You're right. We've come a long way since 1992. That was the year the district opened the North Centers, which included centers in Clovis and Oakhurst. And I would like to acknowledge again Dr. Stewart, as it was his vision. I'm stealing a little bit of Dr. Parnell's script, but I don't think we can give this gentleman enough credit this morning, because it was his vision that created these centers, putting campuses close to students. Clovis became a full community college in 2015, making it the 113th community college in the state. At that time, we had the oldest community college in the state, with Fresno City being the very first community college. And we had the youngest with Clovis Community College. We couldn't have been prouder until today. So with that note, I would like to take this opportunity to introduce Dr. Paul Parnell, our Chancellor. Dr. Parnell.
Got the right hat on, okay?
Matches your outfit.
Thank you very much. This is Maddie. As far as we know, it's the only, there's Maddie in the back. Thank you, Maddie. Maddie tells me that she's got ice and she's cool while we're, some of you in the sun out here, Brett, you're hot, but she's cool. And we have the coolest mascot that this state has. I think we're the only female mascot that's around. My job, there you go, Maddie. My job is to continue honoring Dr. Bill Stewart. And Dr. Stewart, we are honored to be in your presence today. And I want to thank you for your vision. Dr. Stewart started here in 1985 and went until 1999, and then came back in 2014 and 2016. And the whole time, this vision, I think we've got Dr. Suka up here, all the way from Oakhurst down here to Madera. This is this college, and what they're doing here, becoming a full-fledged college, is significant. It's the, as far as I know, the only public institution of higher education in the county of Madera, and it's been here as a center for a good while under Dr. Stewart's leadership. Now, this building is named for Dr. Stewart, and there's a plaque on it that reads, and I'm going to go ahead and read this plaque over here. It says, Dr. Bill F. Stewart served as Chancellor of State Center Community College District from 1985 to 1999, and came out of retirement to serve as interim chancellor from 2014 to 2016. Dr. Stewart oversaw the establishment of the Madera Community College Center and the passage of a facilities bond, Measure C, supported by the voters here, which expanded the campus. In addition, the process to change Madera from a center to a full college began under his leadership. He and President Dr. Sandra Caldwell led this charge for several years, and it is an incredible amount of work to do that. Now, we were fortunate enough to have, following Dr. Caldwell, who's the head of all the community colleges out in the state of Wyoming, and she sends her greetings and did a little video. You'll want to watch that. We are being recorded, as I understand, for YouTube as well today, so you can also tune back in and hear all the wonderful words. We all want to be able to make this memorable, and so do I. But you won't remember the words that I say nearly as much as the people who made this happen. And that's why we lead off with Dr. Stewart and Dr. Caldwell and Darren Sukup, all these people that went out, and you, people in the audience here, that went out and got the votes. Bobby Kahn and I, when Dr. Stewart, when I got here, they hired me, and one of the first questions they had as the board is, do you want to go out for a bond? And it had been set up so eloquently by Dr. Stewart and his vision that there was no choice but to go out for a bond. And we sold that to our voters from Oakhurst to Madera. People came here and they said, and they voted. We had 67% of our population said, we want, we need, we're gonna work to have a full-fledged community college. Now, it is significant, not just in the pride of having a college, that you look around us and we have new buildings, and we'll have buildings up in Oakhurst, but it is significant because it's an economic change to this community. It's providing opportunity for thousands and thousands of people, and that's what community colleges do. I'm so honored to be in the presence of Jose Orozco. He's our leader here and our student. And we were just talking. He's also serving in the military and he's going to be deploying, if you don't mind me saying so, he's going to be deploying to Iraq. He's one of those people that, one of those students that epitomizes what exactly community colleges are all about. And he's come and embraced that. He's advancing himself. He's such an asset to our community and a spokesperson for us. It's an inspiration to all of our students, and it's an inspiration to us that are doing this work to want to change people's lives by coming to this community college. So with that, we want to talk a little bit about the next wave. And we hired two presidents. They're sitting in front of me here, Dr. Jerry Buckley from Reedley. And so he took over from where Dr. Caldwell was, and we hired President Reyna. We stole him out of the state of Washington, and he's led this charge. He has traveled up back and forth to Sacramento. He's made calls. He's met with people to make sure what happened yesterday was going to happen. And it didn't happen by chance. It happened by just plain hard work, people dedicated to that vision. Once someone, Dr. Stewart, once someone like you plants a vision, they say, well, the people perish if there's no vision. Well, you planted a vision, and that vision has been caught on by the Dr. Caldwells and by the staff and the faculty and President Reyna. So we're so grateful. We are proud of what we've done here. But I want to tell you, this is just the beginning of what's going to happen here, because this college now is going to be serving, Trustee Khan, this college is going to be serving those thousands of students with courses tailored exactly for them, with more money, with more opportunity for grants, more opportunity for federal help, because they're a fully accredited college. So this is a momentous day, but it is just the beginning. And I thank you all for being here. Thank you, Supervisor Frazier, for coming out and supporting us, and all the dignitaries. You're all dignitaries as I look up and down this audience. And with Maddie in the back, there's no way that we can't succeed. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Parnell. And as we kind of pseudo-introduced Supervisor Frazier, I'd also like to recognize, sitting in the back right in front of Maddie, is our city manager of the city of Madera, Arnaldo Rodriguez. So Arnaldo, thank you for coming out today. We appreciate it. Arnaldo does a great job. He was actually born and raised in Madera, so we are lucky to have somebody that with his pedigree that wants to come back and guide his hometown. So thank you, Arnaldo, for all the work you put in and the dedication you have to the city of Madera. And as Dr. Parnell said, it's an important occasion for us personally, but it's also a very important occasion for the families and students in this community and the surrounding communities. As you know, we are an underserved community, and this college gives students in our area an opportunity for them to advance their lives and their families' lives. I'd also like to recognize 5 farmers. I'm not going to say their names because I can't remember all 5 of them, but their names are on a plaque right inside the doorway there. But they also, without their assistance, this college wouldn't be here. The property we're sitting on is actually Ralph Pistoresi's former ranch, but these 5 farmers came together to put together this district to allow this college to be built. So I just want to recognize them. And then as Dr. Parnell said, and President Leal said, President Angel Reyna kept on running, put together an amazing staff. So I want to take this opportunity to thank you, President Reyna, and your staff. And if you'd like to come up and say a few words, we'd greatly appreciate it.
And good morning and welcome to Madera Community College in the state of California. It's long awaited, but we have arrived. And I want to talk a little bit about just brief accomplishments so you can get an idea of the work that was accomplished in about a year's time or less. As I mentioned, when I arrived, we were instructed that we needed to develop a mission, vision, and values by the Accrediting Commission. The faculty and staff committed during the summer to work on that. And then we included the community, and the community was involved, and they provided us feedback. In addition to that, we began to develop our organizational structures that would be the backbone of the way we function as an institution. We reached out and developed an educational master plan that was recently adopted by the Board of Trustees. And we're also working on a governance handbook, college operating agreements, and the list goes on and on and on. And within that time frame, we had to prepare for a site visit in October. And that's basically, 5 months after I arrived, and the work that people had been doing prior to my arrival. And we had probably the first and ever virtual follow-up visit on our campus in April, which then allowed for the accrediting commission for accreditation. And that opened up the door for us yesterday afternoon for the Board of Governors to approve us as 116th community college, which was a great accomplishment. I was telling folks yesterday I was emotionally and physically exhausted just reflecting on all the work that had taken place collectively to get to this point. And we're so happy and proud about the great work that was accomplished, because it didn't happen on its own. There was a lot of intentionality, a lot of hard work, and it all stemmed, as folks have mentioned, from the vision of Dr. Bill Stewart. And I'd like to also acknowledge and thank Dr. Paul Parnell. When I arrived, he made it very clear what I needed to focus on and enabled me to function as a college president at the time that I arrived. And I think that was instrumental in his decision to help me to move the work forward. So I thank you for that, Dr. Parnell. I'd also like to thank Dr. Jerry Buckley and his leadership team at Reedley College, because without you, we wouldn't be here today. He's been a great colleague and ally as we've been transitioning, because as you know, there is no clean and smooth transition. There's a little bumps and bruises here, but I thank you for your leadership and helping us through this process. I'd also like to thank and recognize Dr. Sandra Caldwell, who's not here with us, but as Dr. Parnell mentioned, is now running the Wyoming State Community Colleges. With her putting us on the path where we're at today, we're able to accomplish being the newest community college. I'd also like to acknowledge the Board of Trustees for their unwavering support as we move this great work forward, and allowed me to present at multiple board meetings to give them an update. But more importantly, I'd like to acknowledge Trustee Khan for his leadership and support. I thank you, Bobby, for always being there and helping me out and leading me. And I just, I want to end that, as I mentioned at the Board of Governors meeting, the real winners today are our students. And I'm so happy and excited about that, because our students will now be able to get the services and supports that they need. And so will our community, so we could be an economic driver. So I'll end by saying, go Mountain Lions.
Thank you, President Reyna. And again, great job to you and your staff. Like you said, it was a collective effort by many. With that said, Madera is now a fully accredited college and will no longer be under the umbrella of Reedley College. But as Angel said, there was another gentleman, Dr. Jerry Buckley, the president of Reedley, who through his leadership and working side by side with President Reyna, helped this happen so that we are here today. So with that, I'd like to introduce Dr. Buckley, president of Reedley College.
Thank you, Trustee Khan, and good morning, everyone. It's good to see you all here. I just want to start off by recognizing Bill Stewart and Trustee Khan's vision, and to help you understand that those of us that work in higher education look at communities in a very unique way. We're lucky living here with so many natural resources around us, such beautiful places. We have rivers, lakes, we have the national parks in our backyard. But our greatest resource really isn't any of those physical attributes. It's our people, it's our children. And what we're doing here today is allowing our children to have access to one of the most important things that we have, and that's education. Because by developing those children in that next generation of workforce and intellect, that drives our region, It drives our state, it drives our country economically, as you've heard already. So I'm very proud to have worked with President Reyna during this past year to help achieve that goal as moving Madera from a center to a college. It's an honor to be part of this historic moment, in fact, this morning for Madera, its faculty and staff, and especially its students and the community of Madera. As you heard, since 1992, Reedley College has supported the day-to-day planning and operations for the Madera and Oakhurst Community College centers, sharing resources to support the needs of these growing communities. Today, thanks to the leadership and hard work of President Reyna and his staff, as well as those who preceded him, that support culminates today in the launch of California's newest community college. President Reyna and I have come to this district together, as you heard last year, and I've witnessed firsthand how successfully he engaged in preparing Madera to reach and cross the finish line, achieving college status. It's been impressive to watch, and I congratulate President Reyna and his staff for their commitment and focus. We will proudly continue to work together as colleagues through this district, along with our sister colleges within the State Center Community College District, to provide the best educational experience for the students of this region. And I look forward to watching the continued growth of Madera Community College and the Madera Oakhurst Center as they enter a very exciting time of enrollment growth, taking advantage of new and expanded programs that specifically address the economic needs of Madera and the Oakhurst communities. Congratulations to all, and go Mountain Lions.
Thank you, Dr. Buckley. One other person that I just wanted to throw out there that wasn't on any script or anything was former trustee Ron Manfredi, who served, Dr. Stewart probably knows the years, but back in the 80s and early 90s, and I know he pushed very hard to have a center here in Madera. So just wanted to recognize him. I communicated with him via email yesterday. He and his family have moved up to Northern California to be closer to his grandchildren. At this point in time, I'd like to introduce Superintendent of Education family. His mom was the superintendent of the Madera County Schools, served for many, many years. A proud graduate of Madera High School himself. I think he graduated with a 2.0 or better, something around there. But anyway, Supervisor Frazier, hopefully all you know that Supervisor Frazier and I are also longtime friends, so I get to say things like that about him. Otherwise, I'd probably be fired tomorrow. So with that, I'd like to introduce Supervisor Brett Frazier, Area 1, which is this is his district.
Can't tell you how nice it is to actually be in person at one of these things now, not just via Zoom. I don't really have a face for video, but thank you, Bobby. And it was 2.14, I think. Thank you very much for having me. This is something that is a long time coming, and I want to echo right now everything that's been said about President Angel Reyna. When I first met him, he came here, and what he did that a lot of people don't when they come to Madera is, instead of pushing everything, he came in and listened and became a part of the community, wanted to understand what the community was, who we were, what we wanted to be. And I can't tell you how much I appreciate that. And you notice he's wearing the Seahawks face mask, and that is to ensure that he doesn't catch anything. So thank you, Tyler. He's become a very, very good friend. Even when he had this monumental task at hand, he rolled his sleeves up whenever we would come to him and say, this is what we need for the community at this point. He would set this aside and work with the community. He's gone to Sacramento with us on many different projects right from the very beginning, and we're so lucky to have you here, and we appreciate everything you've done. As a lifelong resident of Madera County, the city of Madera, went to Madera High School. As I got to witness this, and I have a proclamation here, and Bobby, since you didn't have the names, it was the Lagaluso Farms, Pisaresi Farms, Richburg Properties, Mr. Roy Spomer, and Mr. Ted Takahashi. You're welcome. I'm Melissa De Silva, made sure I had everything here. But in 1996, that was right when I was a sophomore in high school, and there still was nothing out here. And then when the first things that came out were a building and some portables, which I'd already been in portables most of my life growing up here, and that just didn't seem like an option at that point. And you all just kept pushing and pushing and pushing and making sure that this was something that that kids would be proud to come to. And as I came back from UC Santa Barbara in 2002 and started seeing buildings, real college buildings that looked like the same place that I had gone to school in Santa Barbara, and it showed that there was something else, that there was the community, that there was real effort and dollars being put into Madera and our students, and making sure that we had a place for them to go and really get that next level education, not just sitting in another portable that they had been for years and years. And I can't tell you how much that means to a community, what that means to the pride of a kid that is going to school here and knowing that they're going to college. They know that they're advancing themselves. They're not just staying status quo. And that's what the State Center Community College District and all of you here have done for not just the kids of Madera County, but all the kids through the Central Valley, and making sure that they know that they're going to college and they're furthering their education. And so now, you know, looking here, I have a business and employ a lot of high school kids and take them through college. And what I've seen this do for their lives and them being able to go to the next level, the next step of their life, and they're ready for it. It means the world to them, and it means the world to the community. So I thank you all. I congratulate you all, and go Mountain Lions.
Thank you, Supervisor. I know you went to Santa Barbara, and so to make you feel, you know, a little bit more at home, now that we have the college accredited, the next task we're going to give to President Reyna is have the ocean installed over here. So get that Santa Barbara ambiance. Yes, I'm sure he could. So with that, it's now official. We are Madera Community College, the 116th community college, the newest college in the state of California, and the district also still has the oldest community college in Fresno City College. So it's a proud day. Before everybody gets up, there's a couple housekeeping chores. One, we will want everybody to stand up and face a southerly direction, which would be towards that building, for you, those of you who are directionally challenged. And we'll have a group picture taken, but then following that, we will have a sign that's back in the back on that back table. Oh, excuse me, it's up here now? Okay, so anyway, they changed the script on me. It's up here now. And so we would like everybody to sign it before they leave. And with that, we'd like to have President Reyna, President Buckley, and Maddie come up to unveil the signs. John. Okay, if everybody would stand and then face towards the academic village.